That is what our life is for. We have to develop love for Him. How to do that? Krishna starts with second chapter. So aim is to develop love for God. Okay? How to do that? Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. That's human life. Okay, so second chapter is, Krishna gives, what's the name of second chapter? Contents of Gita summarized. Knowledge of soul. Krishna says, Devana Saminatha Dehe Kamanam Yapnam Jara Vashamsi Jirnani Yatha Vihaya. So many verses. Soul cannot be cut, soul cannot be dried, soul cannot be... So. Your soul, you're not this body. Krishna gives knowledge of soul. Why? Because Arjuna, he's confused. Is it? We are also confused in our life. I don't know what to do. What is purpose of life? We don't do anything. So Arjuna is confused and he's depressed. Arjuna is depressed. So Krishna's first aim is to get rid of this depression, lamentation. Is it? Because if you are depressed, you will not be able to understand anything. If you're confused in your life, it's difficult to understand everything. No? If your life is messed up, so many problems, you'll not be able to sit here. So come on, I have to sort out so many things. I can't hear this lecture. I have that mortgage, I have this mortgage, I have this money, and this friend is saying. So the first thing is, to make you understand love of God, first we have to calm your mind. Otherwise, you can't even begin the process. So to calm the mind, Krishna gives knowledge of soul. You are soul, you are not this body. You are not mind. So if your mind is disturbed, don't be disturbed by that disturbance. You understand? This is the secret of Bhagavad Gita. People say, I'm disturbed. We tell them, why you are disturbed due to disturbance? You are not mind. That's all. So Krishna says, your soul. Indriyani parani ahur indriyabhya paramana manasastu parabuddhe parasastu 𝗙𝗲𝗋𝗋. Above body is mind, above body is intelligence, above beyond intelligence is soul. So Krishna says, Arjuna, your soul. Nobody is going to get killed in this battle. Why you are lamenting? Why you are depressed? Nobody is going to die. Their soul. Only body gets finished. They take another body. Be peaceful. Is it? We also do like that. No? If somebody dies in the house or somebody somewhere, we go to them and tell, "ठीक है, सब ठीक हो जाएगा, कोई problem नहीं." We say no, everything is okay. Nobody dies. Only they have left body. Krishna is saying the same thing. Don't become depressed. They are going to die. Everything is okay. Listen to me. That's second chapter, knowledge of soul. So now Krishna begins his message, third chapter. And third chapter name is Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga means to develop love of God. This is the first step. Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means, Karma Yoga doesn't mean doing your duty, be good husband, be good wife, earn money, don't harm anybody, speak truth. That is not Karma Yoga. Please understand, that is not Karma Yoga. That is just karma. That is good actions. Karma Yoga means linking. Yoga means linking, is it? Linking. And karma means action. When you link your actions with God, that is Karma Yoga. This is the first step to temple of love of God. Karma Yoga, when you link your actions. So, linking actions, doing actions for God, what is that called?
Service.
Yeah, Karma Yoga, service. Yeah, service, no? Seva. So first step to develop love of God is to start with service. Serve Him. Just like you all are serving now, no? You all are hearing Krishna's Gita, so you are serving Him through ears. I am serving through my tongue, through my voice, like that. Now that is service. You are not falling asleep, trying to make yourself alert. Is it? You are falling asleep all of you?
No.
Okay, fine. Thank you for that. So that is service. So I mean to say, you got to spend this time, enjoying somewhere, but you came here to listen. That you are serving God. So you begin to understand. If you want to attain love, first step is service. First step is not knowledge. That's the point here. Fourth chapter is Jnana Yoga. Fourth chapter is Jnana Yoga, transcendental knowledge. Action precedes knowledge. You have to always understand. Don't try to attain love of God. Start with knowledge. It will not help you. Because many people, you know what they do? Okay, you have to understand God. So what to do? Bring all books. Philosophy course. do research. Go maybe on modern age, go on internet. Okay, let's find what is God. Go research. Research is not going to help you. First is service. If you do research, you will become confused. 100%. You will end up in contradictions. Who is God? Like some people say this, some people say that, some people say this, some people say this. Totally confused. Who is God? No definition of God. You will not understand. Because to understand this spiritual knowledge, Bhagavad Gita is not maths, chemistry, bio. That you can cram. But this knowledge, to understand this knowledge, you need mind to be pure. Without mercy of God, it is impossible to understand this knowledge. It is hidden. Everybody knows this book. But very few understand this. Many people read, oh my God, it's so complex, they keep it back. We can understand. Because you need mercy of God to understand this. It's important. Just like, for example, the more subtle things become, the more difficult it becomes to understand. No? So earth, you can, okay fine. This thing you can understand. Okay, metal. Okay. What about water? Water you can't just, it flows, molecules, H2O, it's become a little difficult. What about fire? It's more difficult to understand. Air, it's more subtle. You need some instruments to understand air. Mind, it is very difficult to understand. You can't even see mind. So the more you go subtle, the more difficult to understand. Subtler than mind intelligence, that's most difficult. Soul is the most difficult. God is most difficult. You understanding all of you?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
You need to speak yes, otherwise I don't know whether you're understanding or not.
हिंदी में तो नहीं चाहिए ना? English is okay, correct?
हिंदी में?
ने पूछ रहे हैं, आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
I think we can speak English because this is going. But yeah, please speak here. See, I don't give katha. I don't give katha. I'm not kathakar. I am a scientist, and I do research in genetics. I preach to scientists, and I approach spirituality as science, what Prabhupada wanted, as logical, systematic understanding. And that's probably you all will also appreciate, no? Nobody wants to accept blindly anything. So there are steps. Okay, good. So you understand service? That's service. So we serve God. And then we take knowledge. Not first we take knowledge and then serve. No, it will not help you. That is why you come to temple, you read Bhagavad Gita, you come to devotees, what they say? They say, okay, do some service. Your heart becomes pure. Your heart becomes ready to get that knowledge of God. So that is 4th chapter, Jnana Yoga, which gives knowledge of God. So action precedes knowledge. Action helps to mature knowledge into realizations. And knowledge inspires action. And that is 5th chapter, action in Krishna Consciousness. We have to combine both action and knowledge. Action without knowledge is mechanical. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing. What's the point? Is it? You're coming to temple, you're ringing bell, you're paying obeisances. Why you're doing? Don't know. That's happened, no? This happens, no? In all cultures, blindly. So action without knowledge is mechanical, superstitious, blind faith, mythology. And knowledge without action, that is theology, theosophy, philosophy, mental speculation. That's all. It doesn't work. So we have to do both, action and knowledge, combine. That is 5th chapter. Krishna says combine both. Try to understand God, try to develop love for Him, but you should also know why you should love Him. Or somebody will ask you, why you go to temple? Don't know. My father used to go. That's not a good answer. You can't say the answer. That's why people don't come to temples. No? Nobody's coming to temples. So less people. Because they don't understand. So, and Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita everything, this knowledge. So, 3rd chapter is what you have to do. Karma Yoga. What you have to do, service. 4th chapter is why you have to do what you have to do. Knowledge, Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means connecting with God through knowledge. Knowledge provides the answer to why, rationality of religion. And third chapter, Karma Yoga, provides the rules and principles and details of what you have to do. Okay, you understand? Third, fourth, fifth. Third is service. Fourth is knowledge providing for doing service. Fifth is saying combine both. Okay. Sixth chapter is Dhyana Yoga. Dhyana Yoga, Dhyan means what? Anybody? What's the literal meaning of Dhyan?
Concentration.
Dhyan, concentration. You do through mind, you concentrate. But Dhyan means concentration. Fixing mind. Yoga means linking. So Krishna says, well, you are coming to temple, you are serving me. Now you are understanding. Jnana Yoga, taking knowledge. But your mind will go. It's not easy, no? Your mind will go here. Okay, fine, let me ask you a question. Are you attentive now?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, you're sure?
Yes.
100%?
Yes.
Okay. I can put it some other way. I can put it, you're not attentive. I am making you attentive. You understand? If I stop lecture, you'll be just thinking something else. I am catching you. You're not putting your mind. I am making you put your mind in me by making it interesting and logical, is it? So Dhyana Yoga means having a capacity in you to put your mind in God. But you don't have that now. If you had that, then why you have been attending all this, people are having life perfect now. So that's what we are giving you. In devotee association, you get the capacity to put your attention on God. So we help that, no? So Dhyana Yoga means two things. Abhyasana 𝗪𝗂𝗪𝗃 vairāgyena ca duṣkritam. Krishna says two things. Dhyana Yoga means putting attention. Be attentive. Your mind will go here and there, here and there. Your mind will distract from service. Your mind will not allow you to hear. So be attentive. How to be attentive? Krishna says in 6th chapter two things. Abhyas and vairāgya. So just I told, to be attentive you need association of devotees. I am making you attentive, no? Now, without me, if I am not there, if you are at home, most likely chances is you will open your internet or television and see something. So, okay. And the second thing is abhyas, repetition. Nobody is attentive in one day. I can't expect attention from anybody first day. Repeat, practice. Krishna says practice. It is usual. It is not easy to control mind. But if you practice service and knowledge, you'll be attentive. Okay, this is 6th chapter. So now you have to be attentive. Okay, fine. Now what is 7th chapter? Knowledge of absolute truth. 7th chapter name is knowledge of absolute. Krishna says, okay, his aim is... So do you remember the aim of Bhagavad Gita? Love, no? Krishna wants to bring Arjuna to the level of loving himself. So now Arjuna is attentive. He is doing service, just like we are doing. He is getting knowledge, why you have to do service. Combining knowledge and service, trying to know why I am doing what I am doing. It's not ritual, it's not mythology. Understanding religion, understanding spirituality. But now, you are serving God, so you should know God. Otherwise, how will you develop love for Him? If you want to love somebody, you should know Him. So 7th chapter is knowledge of absolute. Krishna is giving his knowledge. Who am I? You are serving me, okay. You know why to serve, okay. But you know me? Krishna himself out of his mercy telling who am I? Knowledge of absolute truth, 7th chapter. Is it? So okay. What is 8th chapter? Attaining the Supreme. When you know God, when you keep on knowing God, keep on hearing about Him, you develop a desire to attain Him. Is it? If you start hearing about somebody, you want to meet him. Naturally. If you meet a girl and you start, okay, what's your name? Who are you? This, you know something. Then you say, okay, so can we meet tomorrow? And she can say, yes, we can meet. So once you know somebody, you develop a desire to meet him. If you don't develop a desire to meet a person, and you say, I know him, what do you conclude?
The relationship is not strong.
Yeah, what do you conclude? You understand what's the question?
Yeah.
So, if you don't develop a desire to meet somebody and you claim, I know him, what do you conclude? This means you don't know. You don't know him. You think you know. That's a problem. So that is where 8th chapter is attaining the supreme. Once you know, you develop a desire. And if you don't have a desire in your heart to meet him, this means you don't know him. You think you know him, but actually don't know him. So you have to know him. You require more knowledge about God. If you know God, you can't resist meeting him. You can't resist having a desire to meet him. If suppose Amitabh Bachchan comes now, you know Amitabh Bachchan, no? If he comes now, I'm sure nobody will be here. I'm alone speaking. Hey, wait, hang on. No, Amitabh Bachchan is there. You want to meet him? Everybody, because he's a celebrity. Why do you want to meet him? Because you know him very well. We have seen so many pictures and we know that person, and we are impressed by him. So once you know God, you can't help being impressed by him because he is far beyond Amitabh Bachchan. His qualities are so attractive. His qualities are so like Ram. Who can resist to be impressed by Ram? He's perfect morality, perfect purity, perfect mercy. Who can resist being attracted to Krishna? So nice pastimes. Perfect love. That's Krishna Leela. Ram Leela, perfect morality. That's what they are. So if you know, you get impressed. If you get impressed, you can't help have a desire to meet him. That's 8th chapter. Attaining the Supreme, you get a desire to meet him. And when you develop the desire to meet him is very intense. The desire to meet him becomes very intense. Just like girlfriend wants to meet boyfriend. Becomes very intense. She can't live without him. She's calling, she's WhatsApp, Facebook. It's like just always thinking. I want to meet, when we have to meet. When that desire comes, intense desire to meet God, that is 9th chapter. The most confidential knowledge. That is called love. That is love. So Krishna, you see how Krishna proceeds? He has managed to bring Arjuna to the point of love. Okay, so you have to see in your life, love is not abstract. I love God. What's the meaning of this? You have to judge. If you love God, you should have desire to meet him. Just like a girlfriend wants to meet his boyfriend. Do you have? If you don't have, you don't have love. Simple. You can say, I have love. But Krishna is not interested in lip service. Krishna is interested in science. That is why this is Gita. So you understand the progression? So once now Arjuna loves Krishna, now he can understand what is in the mind of Krishna. Now he can understand how Krishna is observing this battle. Now he can understand what is the plan of God. Now he is ready to fight. Previously he was saying, my plan is Krishna, I don't want to fight. Krishna says, you should fight. Now he says, yes Krishna, yeah. Now I understand through love what you want me to do and I am ready to fight. You see? So message of Bhagavad Gita is love of God. Message of Bhagavad Gita is not fight. Krishna says, anyway fight is going to happen, I am going to kill anybody. I am not interested in fight. I can do like this. It's not a small job for me. My message of Bhagavad Gita is show this word that love is a goal of life. That's what Krishna told Arjuna. Arjuna, through you I have to show what is love. You are the instrument. So if you fight for me, then world will know, yes, you understood me. You loved me. That is why you are fighting for me. You accepted my proposal. Is it? If you are not accepting my proposal, then you would have continued with your plans and stopped fighting. That's all. So, okay, love. That's 9th chapter. So Gita is finished in 9th chapter, actually. Because you approached love, finish. Arjuna understood love. He understood plans of God. He is now seeing this word through the eyes of God. That is love. Now he understands. Okay, good. But now, when you love somebody, you want to know more about him. Is it? You can't stop knowing more. That is 10th chapter. Opulence of the absolute. So Krishna says in 10th chapter, now Arjuna, you are my best friend. 𝗪𝗓𝗪 mahabhavu. I am going to again tell you the knowledge because you are my best friend, because you love me. The concept of friend is coming from 10th chapter. Friend means love, no? So Krishna tells about his power in 10th chapter. Krishna says, so when you start loving God, then He will reveal Himself. He will reveal in your heart who is He. You can see God now, but you don't know who is He. Is it? You can see Him, but yet we don't see Him. Because He doesn't talk to you. Has He talked to you? No. He doesn't talk because we don't love Him. We don't love Him. And many people, if you read history, many people were talking to deities. Many saints, they talked to deities. Why? Because they loved Him. So, yes, that is love. So, people who love Him, Krishna reveals Himself. If you don't love Him, you can try to do gymnastics in your mind, you will understand nothing. And then you become a philosopher. And then after becoming a philosopher, you say, yeah, God is there. And then we come to weird conclusions. God is nature, God, I am God, this is God, that is God. Some weird conclusions, and then you become depressed. And as usual with most of the philosophers, you do suicide or become depressed. Nietzsche did suicide. You know Nietzsche, no? It's a confusion full. So love, you have to love Him to understand Him. So 10th chapter, Krishna says about His power. 11th chapter, Arjuna says, Krishna, can you show your power? I mean to say, many people can claim they are God, but can you show? So Krishna 11th chapter is universal form. He showed His power. Arjuna, I am not just speaking gossips, I am this, I am that. See, I am like this. I am God. All others are under me. I am the supreme controller. Nobody is equal, nobody is higher than me. Natat samas abhidekascha vidyate. Parasya shakti vivite vishruta desma upanishad. 𝗙𝗲𝗹𝗏 Upanishad. And then 12th chapter is devotional service. So Krishna says, Arjun, I am not only powerful, I am sweet also. So because powerful person you fear, sweet person you love. So he's talking about love now. So his 12th chapter he says, I am sweet. So 12th chapter he speaks about his sweetness. How he is sweet, how he is loving. You can love him. It's not just you have to respect and fear him, love him. And then, but the point is, there are always obstacles on a royal road. No? There are always obstacles in any path. No gain without pain. There are always problems. So as usual, there are always problems in spirituality. It's not an easy path. So there are two problems. When you practice any spiritual practice or religion, there are two problems. Problem number 1 is 13th chapter. That is nature, enjoyer and consciousness. One problem is within you. And the problem within us is our nature is to enjoy. That is why our consciousness is messed up. It's de-linked from God. We want to enjoy without God. Krishna says, don't enjoy without me, enjoy with me. Just like now, are you enjoying or are you getting bored?
Enjoying.
Enjoying? Okay, so you are enjoying with God now.
Yeah.
You could have enjoyed without God by listening to DJ or whatever you want to do. No topic of God. That is enjoyment, that is enjoyment. Krishna says, I am not stopping you from enjoyment, but you enjoy with me. There is a lot of enjoyment. That is 13th chapter. The biggest obstacle in us is we want to enjoy without Him. That we have to get rid. There is one obstacle outside. 14th chapter. Modes of material nature. That's the name of 14th chapter. Modes of material nature. Some people, there are obstacles outside. No, many people will say, why you go to temple? You are in a religion. Earn money, dollars. This, do this. So many people are having weird. They will try to stop you. But that's an obstacle, no? And there's obstacle, body problems, tsunami, heat, cold, whatever, hunger. So there are two obstacles, inside, outside, 13th chapter, 14th. 15th chapter, Krishna says, okay, there are obstacles, but I will tell you a way to surpass these obstacles. 15th chapter name is Yoga of the Supreme. And Krishna gives us a solution to surpass these obstacles. What is the solution? Asanga shastrena lidena chitva. Krishna says the only way to get beyond these obstacles, any spiritual practice, ABCD, XYZ, this is one way. Asanga shastrena, the weapon of association of devotees. Asanga, not associating with non-devotees. Asanga, associating with wise people. Don't associate with foolish people who have no idea of spirituality, who are just leading their life for eating, mating, sleeping, that's all. then you will become fool. In company of fools you become fool. Company of wise people you become wise. Is it? So keep association of wise people. By that you surpass obstacles. Wise people means devotees. Wise people means who are connected to the wisest person, God. Otherwise you don't become wise. You can't become wise by yourself. And people who are connected to God, they are devotees. So associate with them and then you become wise. That's why you come here. I'm giving you wisdom of Gita, 15th chapter. Okay, so but the point is, now Krishna says, when you are advancing on the path of spirituality, when you are developing love for God, for Krishna, you need some symptoms to understand whether you are advancing or whether you are advancing. No. Many will come to temple. They come, go, but they never ask this question, whether I am improving or I am not improving. Whether I am developing love for God or I am not developing. This is a valid question, no? Just something coming and going. There's a science, you have to ask whether I am approaching my goal of love or I am not approaching, I am standing there. So 16th chapter is divine and demoniac. Krishna says, when you are approaching love of God, you will develop all good qualities. Abhyam sattva samshuddhir. Krishna says, swadhyaya arjavam, reach achapalam, shama, dhriti. All these good qualities will come. Cleanliness, austerity, mercy, forgiveness, non-violence, purity. All these good qualities. If you are approaching, if you are developing love of God. If you are not developing love of God and you think you are developing, you are keeping yourself an illusion, then your nature will not change. Same person, no good quality. Is it? That is why one of the definition of religion according to Bhagavad Gita is 𝗙𝗲𝗹𝗶𝗪𝗪. Religion helps you to change nature. Religion, this is so nice book, Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not sectarian book. Islam, Hinduism, Christianity, no. It's such a nice definition. Religion means to change your nature. If your nature changes, that is good, true religion. If your nature doesn't change, you might be doing anything, it's not true religion. You're the same person. So that is 16th. You develop good qualities. 17th chapter is divisions of faith. If you're advancing towards love of God, then your faith becomes strong. Strong faith means entire world might be against you. But nevertheless, you will say, my aim of life is to understand God. That is called faith. Faith. Now we are disturbed by some relatives now. What are you doing? You're going to temple? You're reading Bhagavad Gita? Come on. No, this you have to do later. Earn money. This is not life. But if you are on the path to love of God, your faith is irresistible. It cannot move. It's like mountain. Anybody can stand it. Because I understand what I am doing, no? If you don't understand, then your faith can shake. If you understand what you are doing, then your faith doesn't shake. I understand what I am doing. Come on, you don't understand. So that is 17th chapter. And 18th chapter name is Perfection of Renunciation. Sannyasa Yoga in Sanskrit. That means now Krishna is saying what is renunciation? Renunciation means renouncing your ideas, renouncing your plans, not renouncing objects. We are not interested to renounce objects. You keep objects with you, but renounce your ideas, renounce your plans, renounce your idea to enjoy these things without God. That is perfection of renunciation. In other words, this is love. In love, what person does? That's what Krishna is saying, no? Krishna says, Arjuna, forget your plans, forget your observation, forget everything, just focus on me. That is love, is it? That is the highest level of love. Understand my mind, understand my plans, fulfill my desire. Then you love me. That is perfection of renunciation. In other words, love of God. 18th chapter is Krishna establishes love of God as a purpose of human life. That is why we are born here. There is no other purpose. You can do your job, you can earn money, you can do whatever, but that is all to sustain your body. Nothing to do with God. The only thing which you have to do, but the only purpose of life is to develop love of God. That is the theme of Bhagavad Gita. And that is 1st chapter to 18th chapter. If you understand Bhagavad Gita properly, you just need this book. Just take the